Welcome back to the Essential Sports Podcast. This will be episode 2 today. I'm Josiah Clark, if you don't know already, and this is Tyler Nelson.
How
We
we doing,
got
guys? Welcome to the pod.
we got a bunch of exciting news today to cover. We'll start it off with the NBA and the Kyrie Irving trade that just happened yesterday. This is Monday, the 5th of February. Uh, go for it.
Yeah, so yesterday, I think around 12 p.m. Mountain Time, Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris were traded from the Brooklyn Nets to the Dallas Mavericks for guard Spencer Dinwiddie, forward Dorian Finney-Smith, 2027 second-round pick, a 2029 first-round pick, unprotected, and then a 2029 second. Mavs given up I think their second leading scorer right now, and then their best perimeter defender, best defender in general, and Dorian Finney-Smith, or a good role player, and Markieff Morris, and superstar Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving's kind of a little bit touch and go subject when you're thinking of making a trade for him, because you never really know what you're going to expect. But I think this should be a really interesting move for Dallas and Brooklyn to kind of see what way they're going to go. I mean, could this make Dallas a legit contender for the title, or what's Brooklyn going to do? Is Kevin Durant going to request a trade? I mean, they still have him on contract for 3 years, and they still have Ben Simmons on contract for 3 years. So, yeah, what are your thoughts?
Um, well, I actually have a question to start it off.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, are they compatible in terms of playing together?
See, that's kind of what I've been thinking as well. I know Luka Doncic is, I don't know, I'm pretty sure he's top 5 in dribbles per game. I know that Luka plays a lot of one-on-one ball kind of when he's coming up the court, and it should be kind of interesting to see since they're both heavy ball handling guards. But I really do think that they're gonna play really well together. Kyrie Irving's a super dynamic player, and same with Luka Doncic. But yeah, I mean, I could see them both bringing the ball up the court and then off screens trying to get guys open, and just a lot of good passes and a lot of ball movement and a lot of just spreading the floor I could see for this Mavericks team, because their new starting lineup's gonna be, what is it? Them two, Christian Wood, Dwight Powell, and like Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah, I'd put Tim at the 3.
I mean, that's a pretty good spacing and being able to shoot team, I feel like, especially with
Definitely.
Christian Wood down in the paint, being able to spread the floor.
Definitely. And I see a lot of people criticizing this trade, saying I don't know if Luka and Kyrie can play together. But Luka kind of has a similar play style in terms of facilitating as LeBron. And we all know how that went when Kyrie played for the Cavaliers. I think Luka brings you better shooting. Um, but I still think it'll be a good fit. I don't. LeBron like to dribble the ball up too, um, so I don't know if that'll be much of a problem.
Yeah, and that's a thing. That'll be really interesting. I know one thing to think about that I was thinking about when this trade happened is I looked back into the stats of last year when Luka was playing with Jalen Brunson, and Luka was averaging about 22 shots a game with Brunson averaging about 13 as him being that lead guard. And I know Kyrie Irving is a more dynamic and better player than Jalen Brunson, but when you look at it like that, how do you see the shots going down, like percentages? Do you still see Luka taking like a 22 shots a game and Kyrie's falling down that low? Or do you see them two just basically playing hero ball almost to an extent?
Yeah, I could see the hero ball. I think that regardless, Luca will still put up the shots he needs to put up. He's proven that he's the guy that should be the one putting up, shots either whether it's crunch time or the start of the game. You want the ball in his hands, but that doesn't take away from Kyrie at all. I think that if Kyrie wants to put up the same amount of shots, I don't think it affects Luca as much. I think it affects other players on the team, maybe the bench, getting less minutes, maybe. You never really know.
Yeah, I know it'll be really interesting. I'm really excited to see their first game. I know that a bunch of news came out today that the Nets were trying to acquire more in the deal and trying to potentially flip Spencer Dinwiddie. But I know that's kind of all fell off because they were trying to get Siakam and they were trying to get Fred VanVleet. But I know we still got 3 more days till the deadline. I think some more moves could still happen.
Definitely.
Could you see Dallas making some more moves or even Brooklyn? Because I saw some reports yesterday that Luka Doncic wants the Mavs to retrade for Kristaps Porzingis to reacquire him and bring him back to Dallas.
See, that would be insane. That would be, a 3-point shootout between every single person in that starting lineup. They can hit the three ball. I think that the Nets should honestly trade Kevin Durant. I'm not saying that he doesn't bring, championship mentality to a team or improves the team, or, I mean, doesn't improve the team, but he's not getting any younger. And you basically, by trading Kyrie Irving, you don't really know what you got in Brooklyn right now. They could still be a contender, but knowing Kevin Durant in his past, you never know if he's going to, request a trade just as quick.
That's true, but I know Kevin Durant still got 3 years on that contract. Kevin Durant, as a person, I know loves basketball. That's his thing. Like he wouldn't. I don't feel like he would sit out regardless if they wanted to trade him or not. And I agree that it's probably time to trade him. Where could you see what teams could you see interested in trying to make a trade for Kevin Durant to even have the pieces to trade for him?
Exactly. I think that, every team is going to be interested in trading for him. I think it's going to take a lot to get the deal done. You were talking about the Suns earlier before we started this podcast. I think that would be a good destination for him. They have a lot of pieces that they could trade. I could also see, this would be tough, but I mean, a reunion with the Warriors, that'd be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know who they would trade. You'd almost have to give up like Jordan Poole, Draymond, and picks for him.
Yeah, or could we see like a Wiggins, a Wiseman, and because I don't feel like you could give up Poole. I just really don't.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like a Wiggins and like a Wiseman and maybe like a Moses Moody or somebody and some picks, just trying to give Brooklyn some young pieces. But I feel like you're gonna have to give up like the farm system for Kevin Durant. Like
Right.
you're gonna have to give up like 4 or 5 years of drafts, I feel like.
Yeah, that's especially if you're not willing to trade away a big name player that's equal value. But also, I don't know why you would do that if he was equal value. If you would trade him like Steph, you wouldn't trade Steph away. You wouldn't trade. I still don't think you would trade Clay away. Beanie's had a little rough patch, but he's shooting better nowadays. I could see him because they talked about that Celtics trade back in the day, Jaylen Brown to the Nets, and I don't remember exactly who else it was, but that would also be.
I think it was like Brown. I think it wasn't Brogdon. It was like Marcus Smart, I think, and a couple other pieces. But continue. Sorry.
No, I just feel like that would be a interesting destination for him. That and, I mean, Chicago. Chicago could be a destination. They have a lot of players that they can trade away. But that'd be more like, Zach LaVine, Lonzo, and a pick. Or, Vucevic, LaVine. Because haven't they been talking about getting rid of LaVine?
And actually, this broke I think it was 30 minutes ago that they have said that they are not going to trade Zach LaVine this deadline.
Now,
I mean, things could change in the next 3 days, but
right.
But out of Bulls camp, I know that they've been saying that they see Zach LaVine as a piece that they want to keep on their team, and they have gouged the interest for him, but they just have not seen the results back from teams that they were looking for. So they're going to hold on to him.
Which that could always change if, Kevin Durant's in the picture. They'd go, okay, here
you go.
Take him.
Yep. Exactly.
But does that mean that DeMar DeRozan's also off the trade block? I mean, I don't know if he ever was on the trade block, but
I don't know. I know that they've been trying to shop DeMar DeRozan. Let me look. I'm gonna pull up his contract because I want to see when his contract ends. He 1 second. Okay, so he is on contract this season and next season. He's set to make $28.6 million next year.
Okay.
So, I mean, if we did see some type of trade, if even if it wasn't for Kevin Durant, I could see potentially him stay. Like if they were to get Kevin Durant, I think DeMar's staying in Chicago. But I could see them flipping DeMar DeRozan before the deadline. I mean, there's so many things that could happen in the next couple of days. It's the NBA trade deadline. It's the part everybody's super excited for around these times in the NBA.
Right. And I was seeing something the other day talking about, they've always talked about it, DeMar DeRozan to the Lakers. They talk about he's from there, he'd love to play there, all that. But I don't know if the Lakers have the pieces to trade.
Yeah, I could agree, but okay, if you were Chicago and I'm Rob Pelinka, would you accept this deal I'm going to give you? So Russell Westbrook, Juan Toscano Anderson, Max Christie.
Okay.
2 firsts for, or even 1 or 2 firsts, depending, for DeMar DeRozan, Kobe White, and like the last forward on your bench. Like a Derek Jones.
I feel like I'd be interested, but knowing how the Lakers have done deals in the past, they'd probably be like, I don't know about all that. I feel like they would offer that too. They're not really the best at, getting trades done. They never really pull in any pieces, for trade deadline, nothing big. I know they got Anthony Davis and everyone's going to be like, what do you mean they don't trade for nothing? But I mean, that was how many years ago now, and we haven't
4
really,
years ago.
Yeah, and we haven't really done anything since. I mean, Westbrook, but
We've seen how that was handled, and I know that with Kyrie getting traded to the Mavericks, I know LeBron James has been very, very unhappy with the Lakers front office. I know he's expressed his opinion online multiple different times. He went on air today, kind of airing out a little bit of dirty laundry I watched this morning. Just kind of trying to show how frustrated he was with the Lakers, but trying to remain humble at the same time by saying, obviously, he would have loved to acquire a talent like Irving, but he doesn't get too excited about things, and he's just going to move on and keep pushing forward. So I feel like that's kind of a little bit of a cryptic message toward the Lakers front office, kind of just being like, man, I'm 38 years old and I'm averaging 30 points a game right now, but I need help.
yeah,
Like
but we're
I
not
need
winning.
I need somebody.
We need some pieces to, get us there. I don't have very many years left, which is, obvious. I had someone yesterday tell me that LeBron's got 5 more years left in him, and I just was like, 5?
5 years?
I could see maybe
I think he's
3.
got about 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think he's got 3.
I don't see 5's a little bit of a stretch. What would he be, 43 years old?
Yeah.
That'd be insane.
He would turn 43 that 5th year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see him his 41 season. I mean, I know he said the other day that he feels good and that he sees himself playing for a while. I could see like max 4 years. But especially like I feel like this could potentially like extend his career, what's happening in LA right now, because of him not wanting to go out losing.
Yeah.
LeBron, he's never been a losing type of player. Yes, he has a losing finals record, but he also went to 9 straight finals. Like this,
Yeah.
He's not a loser. He's just not a loser. And so I just really feel like it doesn't look good for him, and I feel like it doesn't look good on the Lakers side that they're losing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really impacted him on what he sees his future to be.
Yeah. Like, I feel like he needs, one more championship to get it, like, for him to be, what's the word, content with his time in the NBA. I think if he wins one more championship, that'll be the last, uh, like his last season. I think if he wins one more, he'll retire.
I think so too.
But with
Imagine he wins one with Bronny.
that would be crazy.
That'd be wild.
You couldn't even write that in a book.
No, you couldn't. That'd be so crazy. It's just like how all those stories that have been brought up over the years of like Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. in the Mariners, and all of those different stories about them growing up and just the father son kind of stuff. Just imagine the storybook ending that would be to LeBron's career. Like teams up with his son in the first year that they are ever like playing together. He wins a championship.
And then he retires and passes it on to Bronny to dominate the league for years to come.
All I'm saying, if that happens, NBA's rigged. Don't point fingers at me.
Yeah, it's got to be at that point. If I think in general, if the Lakers somehow manage, or maybe not the Lakers, if LeBron decides to go somewhere else or whatever happens, but if the Lakers somehow manage to get Bronny, it's got to be rigged. There's just no way. There would be just no way.
I mean, I've been thinking about this. I don't know if this is valid, but if you're a team, let's say with top 8 pick, whatever, Lakers don't have one, and LeBron's an impending free agent, and if you see Bronny on the board at like 5, are you taking him just because of the chance you might be able to sign LeBron James?
100%. And I think I'm taking, depending on obviously how his college career, like his probably one and done college career goes. If he's performing and he's a top 5 pick, 100%. But if he doesn't turn out to be anything like that, I think he would fall farther down, and then a team would be like, oh, 100% give him to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure about his contract by the time, so like if Bronny was a one and done in college, how does that fall around LeBron's contract?
So how LeBron's contract is laid out right now, his contract is through the 24-25 season.
Okay.
Yeah. So
he'd have 1 year left before. Or is that right?
Yeah, so basically how it is he is expiring after the 23-24 year, but he has a player option. So we could pick up that player option to play his 40th year, his 40-year-old season in LA if he wanted to.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. So, or would that be his? No, that would be his 40th for age, I guess, season.
Yeah, age-wise.
Yeah, and I know this is a little like kind of bouncing to a different topic, but within the same player. Do you know how far he is currently away from beating Kareem's record for points?
If I am not mistaken, he is 33 or 36 points away from passing Kareem right now. Let me double check.
They play tomorrow, Tuesday the 6th, right?
Yeah, so he is 36 points away. They play tomorrow versus the Thunder in LA. And then if he doesn't break it, then they play, or they're going to play regardless, but then they play Thursday at Crypto.com Arena in LA versus the Bucks.
Okay. Now that would be crazy if he gets, 25 points and then he goes to where Kareem played and breaks the record. Or not where he played, but like it goes against the team he played for. Yeah.
And see, that's how it could be, and I could totally see it like that. Like I know I was looking the other day on DraftKings because I know there was like a bet that you could make on where LeBron will pass him. And I know I was looking, and this was like 4 days ago. So if you wanted to place a bet on the Thunder, like versus the Thunder, they were like plus 1,500 odds or plus 600 odds or something. I think it was plus 600. The game before that was plus 1,500. And then that Bucks game was minus 110. So kind of Vegas, DraftKings, and all of them kind of are thinking it's going to be Milwaukee. Personally, I want it to be OKC because I want him to just be going crazy in that game, and then to just, fourth quarter they're up like 5. He's dribbling around, pops a little hook shot, drills it,
The sky
game
hook,
just stops. Yep. Yeah, that's what I meant. What did I say?
just a hook shot.
Oh, yeah, same thing.
Just a little. Yeah, that'd be nuts. I could see him, doing that logo thing, just dribbling up casually and just pull from logo.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he doesn't pull another air ball. He hasn't really been hitting him as much as he did when he kind of started that. I mean, he obviously didn't start the pulling from logo thing, but
No,
it
ever since he started doing it.
yeah, ever since he started, he hasn't really. He had a little patch where he was just hitting them like crazy. Everyone was going crazy, but he hasn't really been hitting them much lately. Didn't he airball one not very long ago?
Yeah, he definitely did. And I know one thing that's crazy to look at is right now with even though how productive LeBron's being this season, he is shooting the second lowest percent from 3-point percentages in his entire career this year.
Which is insane. Isn't he averaging like 2 threes made on 7 attempts?
Let me double check.
It's
Pretty sure, yeah.
like that,
He's averaging 2.2 threes out of 7 attempts per game right now, shooting 30.8% from 3.
Which is, it's crazy to think because everyone talked about LeBron not being a good shooter, but his second lowest is only 30%. I mean, 30% is not great, but what's his highest?
His highest percent is, let me look. He, in, what year was this? 2011, 2012. I mean, then again, his percentages were down, like his attempts were down 1.4, shot, made threes a game off of 3.3 shot 41%, 40.6 to be exact in 2012, 13. And then his other highest, I mean, in recent time was 2017, 18. He made 1.8 threes per game out of 5 attempts, shooting 36.7% from 3.
Okay, which is I feel like roughly about average for NBA players. Excuse me, sorry about that. I don't feel like he's an awful shooter. Now, if we're talking free throws, that's definitely a topic that I don't even feel like needs to be debated. Not a great free throw shooter.
We don't even need to talk about that.
Yeah, but dominant within himself in every other aspect of the game.
Exactly. Yeah. So are we wanting to stay on the NBA topic, or are we kind of wanting to go somewhere else, or what are we thinking?
Let's move on over to the NFL. We got that Tom Brady topic that you were wanting to discuss. That is, I'm very interested to hear your take on that.
Okay. So Tom Brady, after he announced his retirement the other day, has now began talks, and I mean, he's announced to ESPN that he will be signing a 10-year, $375 million contract with Fox Sports to go into the NFL booth during games. It's crazy. This contract that he's signing is more money than he's ever made in his entire NFL career, because he made about $330 million in his NFL career.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is going to be a great move starting in 2024. Yeah, I think it's going to make Fox an insane amount of money. I think it's going to make Tom an insane amount of money. Keep him happy after football, keep him around football. I think it's good for both parties. I just thought that number, that when I saw that was just insane.
Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day, and what I'm curious about is if Tom can, perform well as a sports broadcaster. Like if he'll fit in with that, because I'm wondering if he'll do, that Fox NFL Sunday with Terry Bradshaw, Michael Strahan, that group of guys, and if he will be able to fit in with that. I don't think he'll have a problem. I mean, it's Tom Brady. Just him being there himself is just a big thing for Fox.
Yeah, 100%. And it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be weird seeing Tom Brady go from the field to the booth. And I know all the guys who are ex-pro guys do that, but it's Tom Brady. Like it's just gonna be super cool to see. I know, me being a Patriot fan for forever, I'm gonna love seeing him probably for at least the next 10 years in front of my face every time I turn on a game on Fox. I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
excited.
As
But
a
yeah,
not
I
as a
think it's gonna
not
be good.
huge Tom Brady fan, I don't know how I'm feeling about seeing him every Sunday. But I mean, it would be just like, I mean, bounce back to NBA. It'd be like LeBron joining Shaq and the crew on TNT after he retires, which would be crazy
Exactly.
too. Which would be
Which would be
nuts.
so cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I'm gonna switch back to basketball really quick. I just want to drop one thing, and then we can go back to NFL. Did you see that Charles Barkley just signed a 10-year deal with TNT?
Mm-mm. For how much?
Just I can look at the exacts. Um,
Because I feel like those four make is unbeatable group for TNT to have on there. Uh, whether it's the battle between Shaq and Charles or anything. I even like Ernie Johnson.
yeah, me too. That's so good. That show is so good. I feel like that's really brought a lot of the younger fans into liking basketball as well. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
because I know for me, growing up and kind of watching them made me fall in love with the kind of the more broadcasting side of sports,
Right.
especially in basketball for me. But the deal that he signed, I just looked it up. So it doesn't have a set amount of years. It because the NBA's television contract expires, I think, in like 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it will be between 100 million and 200 million, but it's between 1 and 10 years. So he can go, and he has like a period after 5 years to where he can extend it and go year by year if he wants to, because at the end of this contract, he will be 70 years old. And I know he was not wanting to sign a long contract with TNT, but he was saying that when I saw on his one of the podcasts he was on the other day, is that he was talking about how TNT's done so much for him, and he just wants to give back on when they expand and get bigger, as how they have been,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of be there to support them until he wants to retire. So that should be really interesting to kind of see him on TV continuing for the future.
Right. Definitely.
But yeah, but now we can bounce back to NFL. I just wanted us to drop that.
All right. What was the other topic you wanted to talk about?
I got two, and I want to hear your opinions on them. The Minnesota Vikings have hired Brian Flores as their new defensive coordinator. Pretty sure, where was he at last year? He was in
Miami. Right.
Miami. No, he was in Pittsburgh. He was in Pittsburgh last year as the senior defensive assistant and linebackers coach, and in the year before that, he was the head coach for Miami.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's a good sign. The Vikings defense seems to let up a lot of points. Not against my Packers though. Uh, well, they did, the second time they played, but the first time we didn't put up nothing. But I feel like it's a good signing for the team. Brian Flores, when he was a head coach of that Dolphins team, didn't they have like one of the best defenses in the league at that
Yep.
time? So I think that's a perfect fit. I don't know why anyone could or how anyone could argue that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good addition for that team, and he's going to bring in a good culture there too, as well, and help, because the Vikings defense, I feel like it's a really touch and go kind of defense that they have, and I don't know. I think that's going to bring a lot of versatility to them and really expand their playbook, and kind of hopefully see them have better metrics next year.
Right.
And then the next one we got is Kellen Moore signing on to be the offensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Chargers. Personally, for me, I thought this was a really big move. I really didn't think that he should have been let go in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think Dak Prescott's that good, and I think they overpaid Zeke, and they let go of I just totally lost his name, the wide receiver, went to the
Amari
Browns.
Cooper.
Mari Cooper. They let go of Mari Cooper, and I feel like that's a little bit of why they struggled a little bit in the playoffs, getting their offense going. Just trying
Right.
to kind of just lay everything onto CD Lamb. And I really just don't think it was Kellen Moore's fault. They played well all year, but I think that he's going to be a huge addition to the Chargers,
Hmm.
and that we could see them really make a jump next year, especially on offense with Herbert developing more too.
Oh, yeah. I for some reason, because you said LA at first, and I thought you meant the Rams. Uh,
Mm-mm.
and I was like, wait, with Herbert? Yeah, I think that's definitely a great spot for him. Uh, that Cowboys team always seemed to have, nice, disguise plays, reverses, whatever. The the double running backs, Tony Pollard and Zeke. Zeke not as much, but Tony Pollard had a really surprising year. Maybe not surprising to some that expected him to have a like step up to his role, which I honestly think Tony Pollard's better than Ezekiel Elliott, but that's a discussion for another time. But
Mm-hmm.
if Kellen Moore was responsible for making some of those plays happen, then I think the fit with the Chargers would be perfect.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be a really exciting team to watch. That whole division that they're in is going to be really exciting to watch, especially kind of seeing what the Raiders will do this offseason and the new addition for the Broncos and everything that they're doing.
Hmm.
It's just, I know the season that we're in right now hasn't ended yet, but I think that's going to be really exciting, something to look forward to.
Right, definitely.
Um, are we wanting to talk Super Bowl? I know that's coming up this weekend. I know we've talked about it in the past. Has anything changed? You got any new hot takes or anything?
I don't think so. But I have a prediction that it's going to be a defensive player this year that gets
Okay.
the Super Bowl MVP. I already said that my pick is the Eagles. I have them winning 31-24, I think, if I'm correct. But I think it's going to be a big pick, maybe a pick six, maybe a kick return for a touchdown. That'd be crazy. Um, but I feel like it's going to be a defensive player, and I don't know why. It's just a weird feeling that I have. Could be just a hot take.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one. I think I'm kind of in the same ballpark. I know when we did that Q&A on Twitch the other day, I'm pretty sure I said 31-27.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
that's yeah.
sure I said 31-27 Eagles. I still think it's going to be a really tight game. I think that Mahomes and the Chiefs, I've kind of been back and forth on this, but I really do think that they're going to struggle against that Philly defense.
Hmm.
And I think that Jalen Hurts is going to have a heyday with that Kansas City defense. And I think it's going to be close throughout. I think Eagles maybe score a touchdown at the end to win. Maybe they make a big stop, like you were saying, on defense to where they just seal the game right at the end. Maybe a pick, maybe a fumble, maybe something.
Maybe
Blocked
go
field
up.
goal.
Yeah, go up two scores. Kansas City comes down and scores a touchdown with trash time.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm really excited for that. That's going to be interesting. I know that down here in Phoenix, it's already getting crazy. I tried going to the gym today, and that was a 5-minute drive, and it took me 20 minutes to get there just because of the traffic from people being down here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts down here. It's super exciting. Um, but yeah, I think that's super exciting about the Super Bowl in the NFL. I got some MLB stuff if we want to move on to that.
Yeah, we can hit a quick little coverage. And we're back. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of technical difficulties here while we were trying to move on to MLB and spring training. Tyler's got a little bit of insider as he is.
Yeah, so I got a little bit of information coming out. This year, I'm working for the Oakland A's down here in spring training. Got a lot of exciting things coming up. Spring training starts February 24th down here for the Cactus League, and I know the Grapefruit League in Florida starts around the 24th, 25th as well. Pitchers and catchers report February 15th, and the full squad February 20th. Yeah, it's going to be super exciting. A lot of people coming down here. For me, I'm really excited to see kind of the new guys that the A's have gotten. I know the A's have ranked last in baseball this year, so it's kind of be interesting to see how their farm system is. See kind of their new guys like Trevor May, um, and that new pitcher that they got. I don't remember his name. Hold on. Oh, Fujinami. I'm excited to see Fujinami pitch. Hopefully, we see, because I know that the Angels are coming into Hohokam Stadium to play the A's. Maybe we'll see a little Shohei Ohtani versus Fujinami. I think that could be a really exciting matchup. They both played on the same team in Japan. Should be really cool. But yeah, it should be really interesting to kind of see how spring training unfolds, kind of see how the new stars play on different teams.
And that'd be a big
But yeah,
game for
we'll be putting.
like international ball. Like,
Exactly. I know
yeah.
we got World Baseball Classic coming to spring training as well. Different countries coming to bring their guys. And just every team is hosting a different country, and they're going to be playing a game versus them. So that should be really interesting too. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of different stuff coming out for spring training. Since I'm gonna be there a lot, we'll have some content coming out. Maybe just trying to get as much as we can to kind of have you guys feel like you're there with us. But yeah, that's all I really got on spring training. I know it's just gonna be a really exciting time coming up here really soon for me and for baseball and yeah, just the podcast in general. I think it's gonna be really
Definitely.
exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning into the podcast. Sorry that we're gonna have it out a little late. We've had a lot of technical difficulties recently. I've had a little bit of health stuff going
Little
on,
cosmetic
little
problems.
cosmetic issues going on. But then again, just we're thankful that you guys are here. This is Essential Sports, and thank you for tuning in. And we out.